he's wiring up access control unit. So the unit that we've got here from CDVI, the Atrium unit. So because it's RS-485 communications, it's a maximum of 1.2 kilometers end to end. Okay. Obviously, if you go in those sort of distances, you need to set up a power supply at the other end of that.
So yeah, we've got our constant 12 volts here, the V plus and ground.
Yeah.
And then we've got 3 relay contacts. So relay 1, relay 2, and relay 3.
So system is all, the hardware is all wired up. Now we have to program it, don't we?
Yeah.
Okay, so what do we need to do to get the unit in program state? One side into the lock here. And now where are these going on the board?
These are going to go into the side here. So this little white block, and it has, so you've got some inputs, 12 volts, and some extra outputs.
Right, okay. It's got a built-in on the board, is it Ethernet cable?
Yep, Ethernet cable from there.
What we'll do now is we'll get your laptop, connect that up, and then let's go through program.
Yep, so we need to get this connected to the internet. We also need to set up the software and then add the control into the software because all the email settings and the inputs and everything are in the software.
Just a question, how come the second reader hasn't got the pin code flashing up? Thank you for joining us on the next episode of Room Secured, Securing the Room. I'm joined here with Hiran from CDVI. Now, CDVI are an access control manufacturer as well as a locking manufacturer and a number of other devices. So what we're going to be doing on this episode, I'm going to be talking with Hiran as he's wiring up the access control unit. So the unit that we've got here from CDVI is the Atrium unit. We're going to be wiring it up with a couple of readers, a break glass, push to exit, Maglock, and then we're going to be introducing a fingerprint reader into there. So we're going to go through quite a number of things, and also you'll be seeing Hiran wiring this up. So if you've never actually got into access control, or you've thought that the CDVI unit is probably a bit too complicated for you, etc., this will basically show you that it's not actually that complicated at all. As well as doing the wiring on the hardware, after that, we'll be doing the programming, and you'll see how simple that is also. So what we're going to do, we're going to get straight into it. So Hiran, thank you for sparing time to come on to this episode. No problem. The unit that you've got here is the Atrium, is it the A22K?
Yep, A22K, 2-door controller.
2-door controller. Now, just want to see, that's 2 doors, read in and read out.
Yeah, correct. Read in, read out, as long as you're using our crypto readers.
Right, okay, so it has to be used your crypto.
Yes, our high security RS-485.
Right, okay. So first things first, can we wire up the 2 readers? And as you're wiring them up, can you just tell us basically what cable you're using, how many cores you need to use, and best practices also when installing something like this?
Yeah, no worries. So because it's RS-485 communications, it's a maximum of 1.2 kilometers end to end. Okay. Obviously, if you go in those sort of distances, you need to set up a power supply at the other end of that. But that's going to be your max comms compared with your standard Wiegand, where you're going to be about 20 meters.
Right, okay. And the cable you're using, is that Belden?
Yep, we're using a Belden 2-pair.
Yep.
But you can use Cat 5, Cat 6. Okay, look with fob. But it's going to depend on your distances.
Right, okay.
So yeah, you can either star or daisy chain the readers. So 2 readers per port of this. We're going to daisy chain them.
Is that because we've got 2 readers which can be close together? Is that easier to make it?
Yeah, so as you've only got a single cable going to your door,
yeah,
you just get one single cable, daisy chain through them, just makes it a bit easier. And then, how does the unit know which reader is communicating back to it? On the back of the unit, there's a set of dip switches.
Right, okay.
That's the other.
Basically, is it we're addressing unit, I'd like to say number 1, the other one's number 2, so then this know which one is going to be the read-in and the other one.
Yeah, now they do also have serial numbers on the back of it, so you can go into the software or into the web browser and you can manually change them. It's and on and around, or you forget to set that dip. So
okay, at the end of the world. But as you can see now, Hiran is basically wiring up the first, actually daisy chaining, so we're going to wire the cable going into, which I can see is
That's why it says door 1.
Yeah.
It is. Okay.
And then that would mean that we don't need to use this port. Is that correct?
Yeah, because both our readers go into
There's door 4 readers going into door 1.
So if we have a second door with 2 readers, we could just one both into that same port.
Okay. On here, what's the software like that you use to program it? Is it like with other manufacturers, you have to download dedicated software and load it onto your device, or can you access it from any device?
So nice thing about Atrium is the server is built into the controller. So we do have dedicated software, which will let you get a bit more into the settings, but we also have a web browser. So you can access it straight through any web browser on your phone, on your laptop, on a Mac, wherever, as long as it's on the same network.
Right.
Or you can just plug directly into the board that way.
Okay, we'll be doing that. We'll be doing that later. We'll connect up to the web browser, and have you also got the dedicated software on your laptop? So I'm taking a look at that, looking at both of them, the browser and also the dedicated software itself.
So on the reader itself, it's just push terminals, is it? Yeah.
Yep.
Nice, simple push terminals. So we've got simple push terminals there. No need to screw anything in. And they're quite clearly marked as well. So I see 12 volt ground, D0, D1, is that correct?
Yeah, just 4 wires.
4 wires. And it says for outdoor usage as well.
Yep, it's IP rated. Yep, it's IP66 rated.
Okay.
So good to go outside.
And this is a reader, and I can just about see numerical thing. So guessing when this lights up. Is this new?
Yep, brand new. Only came out this month. So
I've not seen this one before.
Yeah.
So we've actually got a brand new reader from CDVI on this episode. So a bit of a bonus.
So yeah.
Using red and black for your power.
Yep. And then green and white for D0 and D1.
A nice looking,
Even with it's not even powered on, I like the
yeah, it's a lot sleeker looking and
a lot much sleeker looking. Right. Okay. So now we put the 2 readers on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and you wired it onto that side as well. Yeah.
Yep. So both go into that single port.
Okay. Now, what's the next thing we're going to put on? The brake glass or Maglock or the push to exit?
So we'll do our push to exit next.
Okay.
So
And that wires just straight into the unit, doesn't it?
Yep. So we've got a normally open for. We've got a push to exit input just in the middle there, just labeled 0 volts and BP.
Right. Okay. And that's a simple. Is it just 1 pair?
Yeah, just a single pair.
Okay. So we now, our lovely assistant will hand us over a push to exit. Now on here, we've got 4 cables.
Yep.
Okay, what is the difference with that now, even though we're going to be wiring up with just 1 pair?
Yep.
What's the 4 on here? Can you just explain to the viewers?
So with our RTS SSD, you get a normally open and a normally closed.
Okay.
So whichever you need for your access control. So Atrium by default actually uses a normally closed.
Right, but this gives you the option to use it with other systems, not just the CDVI Atrium. So that's why you've got 2, which are for normally open, and 2 for normally closed.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's it.
Now, I've seen some push to exits that are illuminated as well. Does that, for those, you need to take power from the unit to illuminate them?
Yep, you will do.
And can you do that with your Atrium?
Yep, you do. You can do. So we have a 12 volts next to your exit button.
Connect you power from there.
Exit and an extra 12 volts here, just for your kind of ancillaries, sound and the lock.
I've also seen some units that are touchless.
Yep. Yeah,
you know, when we integrate that with.
Yep.
Does the CDVI do a touchless unit?
Yeah, we do a few different ones.
Okay.
So yeah, IP rated ones as well. You go outside, but got a few options for that.
Okay, so now you basically connecting the cables together.
Yeah.
For the push to exit, which will mean that when we push to exit, it will release the door. I like that. You can take the connectors off and you can
wire it at your own rather than
having it on the board itself. The instructions are also, is it French that they're in?
Yeah,
Is that because is it a French company?
yeah. So CDVI is French, and everything's manufactured in France, all our atrium equipment, but the development's all done in Canada.
Okay.
You will also get a wiring diagram on the door as well, but you've taken that off. So this.
Push to exit is wired up.
Yep.
Next, are we going with the Maglock or are we going with the emergency brake glass?
So we're gonna wire our lock through the brake glass. So I'll connect to the brake glass and then we'll do the connection to the lock as well.
And that is because when you press the brake glass, it cuts the power to the Maglock. Is that correct?
Yep. So this is going to be our EM301, which has 3 relays. So we're going to need 1 relay for the positive on our Maglock, 1 relay for the negative. Then we've got a spare relay as well for signaling, or if you want to get it to send an email or anything like that.
And the brake glass that we're wiring up, is it going to be monitored?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, can you just explain to the viewers what the monitored brake glass does?
So yeah, we're going to use that 3rd relay to connect back into an input on atrium. Then when the brake glass is pushed, it'll trigger that input. Atrium, then you can tell it to either send an email or trigger another relay to set off an alarm or do something else.
At the same time, the brake glass itself will change state from green to red.
Yeah.
And also emit a sound, won't it? Until someone comes and resets it.
Yeah, so there's an adjustable sound on the back, so you can add it on or off,
right?
As much as you want, and it'll flash green and red.
And we're also, like you said, we're gonna get the unit to send us an email to tell us someone has pressed the brake glass.
Yeah, exactly right.
Okay. And the unit has to be online for that, doesn't it?
Yeah, like it will need internet access. Yeah, it will need to be connected to the internet. It doesn't need a dedicated server running on site because the server is again built into it, but it just needs that internet connection.
Right. Okay. So on the board here now, which connections are we going into?
So we are using our lock output. So we've got a 12-volt output.
How many milliamps does the output give?
It gives a maximum 750 milliamps.
Okay, so enough for the Maglock.
Yeah, enough from. Yeah, so that is one of our low
power
on.
We power consumption ones. Okay,
so it's 290 on that. So you could potentially do 2 of those kind of Maglocks based just off this output. And
can you have, instead of a Maglock, what if I had a door that's got a strike lock? Like, for example, this is giving power all the time to this, isn't it?
Yeah.
What if I wanted a strike lock that only energizes once the reader, someone waves thing and then gives power to it? Can I use a Maglock? 3, 2, 1. Can I use a strike lock from here as well?
Yep. So any fails to your lock, you just got a jumper at the top here. So 1 for lock 1, 1 for lock 2. Just move that to the other.
Right.
And I'll switch it. You can also do it in the software if you need to. So it's not at the board itself, but either way we'll do it. And yeah, so if you've got a lock that's going to take a bit more than that, we do have a separate relay output. So you can use a separate power supply if you need.
Right. Okay. So if I've got a heavy duty lock that requires more than 750 milliamps.
Yeah, you just
utilize
separate power supply, run your power through the relay contacts you got.
Okay. So you've now connected up onto the board side.
Yep.
So what we've gone into, just power.
Just power. So this is
just power.
12 volts.
Then what about the communication from the monitoring side?
So yeah, we will use a sector pair.
And where would
land on enough? So we could either reprogram one of these inputs we're not using. So if we weren't using our door contacts or protects the door too, we can use that. Or we've got some spare inputs on this side of the board.
Okay. So you've now run a separate cable.
Yep.
What's that for?
So we have our cable we ran before for our lock power. Connected in here. This is going to be a separate cable for constant power for the brake glass, and then a separate pair for the signaling. Talks about
right for the monitoring.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Because you don't want to be using your lock power to power that, because when the door unlocks, you're going to lose your lights and your
right.
So
okay. So now where are you wired? So you only wired one side into the lock here, and now where are these going on the board?
These are going to go into the side here. So this little white block,
and it has an
So we've got some inputs,
Yeah.
12 volts, and some extra outputs.
Right, okay. So you're using the input, are you?
Yeah, I'm going to use input 1,
Yeah.
and then I'm going to use the constant 12 volts in here.
Right, okay.
Right, so we're wired up on that side. Now you're wiring up on this side, aren't you?
Yeah.
So you're going into what inputs from the break glass?
So we've got a 12 volt input here. So that's going to be our constant 12
That
volt.
was a camera.
You just pop these out.
Okay, so we're going into...
So yeah, we've got our constant 12 volts here, the V plus and ground.
Yeah.
And then we've got 3 relay contacts. So relay 1, relay 2, and relay 3.
Right.
Both normally open, normally closed. That's where our lock power is. So we're going to use probably 2 and 3 for our positive and negative for our lock. And then we'll use relay 1 for our signaling back to Atrium.
Right, okay. Wired in... This has gone to...
Yeah.
So in itself.
So this side is our locks. So our positive and negative from the unit into the commons, and then from the normally closed contacts back out, and we're going to connect it up to our lock.
Right, okay.
And then we've got our constant 12 volts, and then our signaling pair back to the Atrium.
Right, okay. Right.
So it's probably enough.
Pop that on, and then now we're wiring up the Maglock.
Yeah.
So Maglock is just one pair, positive and negative, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just literally giving power to it. But then why do we also have you normally close, normally open, and a common on there?
Yeah. So all our Maglocks are monitored.
Right.
So it will tell you
What the state them in.
yeah, if the door is closed. I mean, with a Maglock, it only really works with all Maglocks. The monitor only works on the Maglocks powered.
Right.
So it's not, if you want true monitoring, you need to get a door contact, so we sell a separate module that adds onto it. But for your basic monitoring, it'll keep track of what's happening with the door.
Does this have a protection? Let's say the installer puts in the positive and negative the wrong way around. It would have a protection in there where it won't damage the lock.
Yeah, the PCB's got some protection built in, so
Right.
it won't just kick itself. It'll kick itself offline. It won't damage it.
The person will be able to go there and then swap it around and it's still
Yeah.
working.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we have done so far. We've done the access control unit, wired in 2 readers, break glass, push to exit, and the Maglock. Correct?
Yep.
What's left to do?
So
We're to
yep,
the unit.
we'll get our mains connected. So we've got our power supply going to the top of the unit.
Okay.
Your connections here.
So currently we've now got all our systems wired up. You can see we've got light to come on one of the readers. We've got our break glass powered up. Maglock showing blue, so that shows that the door is closed.
Yep.
And if I was to press push to exit, that will release.
Yep.
And then after, is it 5 seconds?
5 seconds is the default.
Green shows that the door's open.
Yep.
And then door's closed.
Yep.
And if I was to press this now, it'll release that, and then that will now go in the flashing state. We've obviously turned off the sound because we'll get quiet at the end here.
Yep.
Okay. So system is the hardware is all wired up.
Mhm.
Now we have to program it, don't we?
Yeah.
Okay. So what do we need to do to get the unit in program state? I'll just change this so it stops flashing.
So you just need to connect to it. So if it's a basic setup, you can just use the web browser. We've got a program called Atrium Finder, which will come included on a little USB stick in the box. You just install that, get your laptop or your computer on the same network, and then search for the controller, double click it, and it'll enter the IP address into your web browser, and then you connect in with the default password.
So it's got a built-in on the board, is it Ethernet cable?
Yep, Ethernet hub from there.
What we'll do now is we'll get your laptop,
Yep,
connect that up, and then let's go through program.
yep, perfect. Let's do that.
Okay. So now what we've done, we've connected up the laptop into the unit just over a direct Ethernet cable. And now we're going to go through some programming as Hiran's going to explain to me. So I've got in my hand a fob.
Yep.
But before we do this, what can we see from the system itself on your Atrium Finder, as you said?
Yep. So the Atrium Finder, so it will just pick up any Atrium controllers on the same network.
So if I had multiple systems on the network, it will list me the MAC addresses, serial
Yeah.
numbers, etc.
Yeah.
All on this.
Yeah. So they all come out of the box set to DHCP. So they'll give themselves an IP address and they all list along here with the serial number listed as well. So, and the serial number's just on the cover.
Right, okay.
You do need to check it.
And then how can I now go into programming? Once I've found that information, how can I go into the programming?
So you just need the IP address of the controller. So if you double click it, it will just open up your web browser and paste it into the address
So
file.
this now, we've out with the Atrium Finder, and it's opened up just a standard Explorer page,
Yep.
and we're now connected to the web browser on there.
Yeah, so we're talking directly to the controller. Yeah.
Okay. Default username and password, I'm guessing.
Admin, lowercase.
Okay.
And now, and that's for the
Guessing people, you'd tell people to change.
yeah, definitely recommend changing it. This is the installer login, so that gives access to everything. So you don't want to give the end user this login. So yeah,
Okay.
now in the system, it will take us to the hardware page. First thing you want to do is just set the date and time. Normally comes out of the box, set to Canadian time. That's
Where they
much developed, yep. So we're just going to set it to UK. And on a basic system, there's not really too much you have to do.
So we go to the doors.
Yep.
Okay. Now, how do I assign what's the read in and the readout of the doors?
So if we go to click the gear icon to go into the settings, let that load. As long as you set the dip switches correctly, it should identify which readers the exit and which readers the entry.
Right. So that was with the dip switches that you were mentioning at the earlier stage. Okay. So I want to set a PIN code for the entry.
Mhm.
Let's give it 1, 2, 3, 4. How many digit can it be?
5 digits in the default.
Right.
Can change that as
Well,
well.
let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Mhm. So,
Or in for the indoor.
okay. So first thing we'll need to create a user. So this is the default one. So add a new user, call it new secured. Then we'll save that. Then we just need to tell us does it have an access level assigned.
Right. Okay.
And we'll go into there.
So basically so we're now going to create the user.
Mhm.
You're going to give me a PIN code, and will you also be able to program this fob
Yep.
for that as
We'll
well?
assign that same user. So we get
Okay.
2 by default. Access level always is going to be access to all doors all the time.
Yeah.
That's what we're going to use. And then if you want to set time profiles, any kind of set doors, you can create new access profiles for that.
Okay.
So we'll set it for that for now. And then you have cards here, but we've got key code here as well. So we'll do
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
3, 4, 5. And then we'll just save that. So that's you give that a try.
So
So that's your fob. So that's
we haven't defined the fob yet, haven't we? Sorry, my big. 1, 2, 3, 4,
I think I have 4 double taps.
2.
Yep.
Right.
Give that a refresh. There you go. You can see.
I'll just leave this off just so it doesn't fall off when we
Yeah.
do the next one. Okay. Now I want you to assign me the fob.
So we do USB readers as well if you want to inside through the computer.
Okay.
Otherwise, you can just present the fob to leader and add it through the event.
Right. Okay. So if I wave that onto there, so down that denied me access, but it created a log to say that
Yep.
this number, which ends 1BD, has tried to access that.
Yeah.
So you can literally go to that and add that now as my.
Yeah, because the card's not in the system, it comes up as unknown.
Okay.
You've got a little add button on the side. Click on that. We'll give it a name. So this is our metal fob. Add it into the system. So it's on the system now, but it's not assigned to anyone. So we just click assign. If we were creating a new user, we just put the little plus icon.
Would be up. I'm already.
Yep, you're already there. So we'll just click on that, hit assign, and now start
Now
out.
sent the information across to there, and now let's open the door.
So you're done.
Did this work on the second door as well?
Yep, should work on the out reader as well.
Just question: how come the second reader hasn't got the PIN code flashing up? The numerical key.
So these are 2 different readers. So the ones are keypad, which is with the keypad. The second is the kprox, which is just prox. It's the same shell and the same internal as this when it's lit up. You see the keypad on that one.
Right. So I can, even though I can still see there's keypad on there.
Yeah.
It's just not.
It's It's
Right.
you can get some prox, right?
Other than creating a second tooling, etc.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Okay. I understand. I understand. Okay. Our system's now programmed, isn't it?
Yep. So, yep.
Okay. We've got a working fob. and I've got a PIN code that I can enter and exit. Now what we want to do is we want to create the event that if I was to press the break glass,
Yep.
that it should come up and send an email.
Yep.
Okay, I will get my phone so we can use that as the email where it sends it to. How can we program that? What do we need to do now? Do we need to get the ACU online with the outside world?
Yep. So we need to get this connected to the internet. We also need to set up the software and then add the control into the software, because all the email settings and the inputs and everything are in the software.
Right, okay, right. Let's do that. So now we've input the details on here, basically mail server,
Yep.
email address. So now on pressing the break glass, this will basically send you, me, or anyone else we program into notification to say break glass has been pressed.
Yep.
Correct. Okay. So moving on from there, we've got this device on the board, which is, correct me if I'm wrong, it's a fingerprint reader.
Yeah, this is our IEVO Ultimate reader.
I'll just move to the side because there's also a secondary device that you've got here.
Yeah.
So can you just explain to the viewers why we've got a fingerprint reader, then also an IEVO board next to it?
Yeah, so fingerprint reader connects to the IEVO controller, and that's where it gets its power from.
Right.
All the fingerprints are stored on the controller side. So you can do up to 2 readers per controller, and then it's got a reader output. So default is weakened, but you can set it to clock and data or a few other settings, and then that connects back to your access control.
So when someone enrolls their fingerprint, that information is held on the reader itself, is it?
It'll be on the controller.
On the controller.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm guessing it all complies with all GDPR rules, etc.
Yeah, because it's not directly storing an image of the fingerprint, it's storing essentially a coded version of it.
Right.
So if someone was to crack into that board, there's no way they could get your fingerprint from it.
Right. Okay. So is it like picking up a certain point?
Yeah,
fingerprint,
exactly.
and then
Turning that into code and then using that code as...
Right. Okay. That makes sense. Okay. And then how is this then connected to the actual ACU?
So this has 2 reader outputs, one for each reader you can connect, and that will just connect directly into the reader input on your board.
Right. Okay.
So
The place of having one of these readers that we've got there,
Yeah.
we would have a fingerprint reader.
Yeah, exactly that.
Could you have fingerprint and a secondary, like let's say 2-factor authentication? So I need to do the fingerprint and I need to do a key fob.
Yeah, so we do a version of it that has an inbuilt reader, which will just send the fob information straight to the access control, or you could have a separate reader, have them both connecting to the same access control unit.
Right, okay. So to wrap up, that's the CDVI Atrium A22K. Key features. We can do 2 doors, read in and read out, utilizing
The RS-485
the RS-485,
are crypto readers.
the crypto readers. We can also have the break glass monitored and have it send an email. So let's say, for example, someone randomly comes and presses the break glass because they forgot their keys. It can send an email to a caretaker, house manager, anyone who you want to notify to let them know that someone's pressed the break glass. And we can also have the break glass itself emit a annoying sound. We've also got here the IEVO fingerprint reader with the IEVO board, which you can replace one of the readers and have that connected to the Atrium, or can it connect into any access control unit?
Yeah, it's just weakened out.
If you have any other manufacturer's ACU unit, you can utilize the CDVI fingerprint reader. Hiran, thank you very much for your time. That's the CDVI Atrium A22K.